Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Tuesday, June 15th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. This is a special broadcast with our guest, Melba Carter. She will be coming in to demonstrate how to color, to draw, color this rose with colored pencil, color it with acrylic, and also how to color skin with pens. So we are super excited to have her here tonight. Excuse me, sneezed. I can't wait. We're going to have a lot of fun. So, welcome to all my peeps that come into the room itself to chat. We love it. Welcome to all the people that come in to just lurk and watch, which is fine, but we love you to chat as well. And also welcome to my YouTube viewers who will be watching this when it goes to video on YouTube after the broadcast is ended. Now, this broadcast also goes to Facebook as a video. So it is in two places. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Ashley. Good to see everybody. So let's do a sound check and make sure everything is okay. And hi, Sandra. Sandra, hi. Canada is here. Alrighty, Jennifer. Glad to see everybody. Jennifer and Ashley and Sandra. Yeah, sounds good and clear. Okay, thank you. Don't forget, guys. Hi, Rita. Good to see you, Rita. Really glad to see everybody. Michigan is here. Hi, Pearl. Oh, I love you guys. Hey, and while we're waiting for Melba, I got new stuff to show ya. I'll do it tomorrow. You know I'm going to be playing with it. Let me cut this package open without cutting myself. Oops. Let's not drop the X-Acto knife. That's not cool. I'm just going to show you these really quick until Melba gets here. Look at these. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to be playing with these. Butterflies, flowers, and plants. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. All right, that's all right. So yeah, I've got all these now. They're cardboard, and I've got some ideas for how to use them. Okay. Yeah, kind of a vintage look. All right, let me try and get these back in the bag. So you know me. I got stuff in mind. Oh, let's see. Let's get these back in here. They kind of exploded open, so look at that. How that's a vintage look. Zoom in. Ah. All right. Ah. All right. You guys can watch me fumble with this stuff. Welcome to everybody that's new. Hey, we have fun. And either you guys end up laughing with me or at me. Oh. Either way, we're cool. Okay, so that's that. And then, while we're still waiting, thank you, Sandra. I'm glad you love my latest new pieces. Oh, Wanda, hi. And then I got, let me get that light out of the way real quick, Fairy and Fantasy Grayscale by Christine Karen. And I'll do a really quick walkthrough of that tomorrow. Really cute stuff, guys. And it's light grayscale, so it won't scare you. I love it. And I got Fairy and Fantasy 2. Oh, Rhonda says, I wish you could see our smiles. Well, you just got to come on camera with me every once in a while. So this is a really quick flip through of this. I mean, not even a flip through, I'm sorry. I'm just waiting for Melba. Yeah, Rita's in the U.S. now. She is in Santa Fe, New Mexico. Not Texas. Zoom in. Oh, let's see. All righty. Zoom in. There we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. All righty. Come visit. I wish. La-da-dum. All right. So Jennifer says, I want that book. I just ordered 3 books today and my husband swears I have enough books. Hey Jennifer, are you hopefully ordering through the affiliate? If not, that's an option for you. All right, and Miss Melba is knocking on the door. Oh, that's right, that sale is on. Da 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 dum. La da 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 dum. Okay. Yeah, never mind the affiliate guys, go after the sale. Lee dee dee dee. All right, we're trying to, there we go, we're connecting. Melba.
Hey,
Hey, good to see you, sweetie.
my stand that I had to show my pet work when I do it says I can't do it because I have to turn my phone sideways and it doesn't want to turn sideways.
Oh, so you're okay right now?
Oh, yeah, if you have to look at me, but as far as putting the stuff, having the stuff show whenever I'm doing something, that's going to be a problem.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I think I have that exact same lamp, and I love it. It's a long bar lamp that goes the one to your right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it's got a long bar that's about probably 1 foot and 2 feet, maybe.
Yeah.
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 I've got that
Yeah.
one. I love
I do
it.
too. Hi, guys.
Okay. Go ahead and experiment with your setup, and let's see what we can get that so we can see.
Okay. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to put you down.
Okay, that's fine.
Because I forgot about it having to be sideways.
Are you broadcasting off your phone?
Yes.
And it's an Apple phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just lay it horizontal and in your brace. That's what I do. I've got mine, it's over my head, and it's horizontal to my upper right.
Yeah, the thing, you put your phone in there just straight up and down, and then it won't turn. Shoot.
Okay, well, take your time because I've got things I can do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Go ahead and do that.
Let me go ahead and do that. All right. Okay. Do you want me? Let me take you off screen, Melba.
That'd be great. That'll be great. Thank you.
And then you can go ahead and work on that setup.
All right. Thank you.
All right, sweetie. Take your time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Here we go. Okay. While Melba's getting ready and everybody's coming in the door, this is what I've got to show you. I picked this up. It came in today. Fairies in Fantasy Grayscale by Christine Caron. And let's see here. La-da-dum, da-dum. All right. 6/15/21 from ILene. Okay. So here's the normal this book belongs to. Beautiful picture of our little elf here. And she says this coloring book is designed for experienced colors and beginners. Markers, colored pencil, pens, crayons, etc. If using wet media, place a sheet behind. You all know that. Zoom in. All right. So let me get you just, there we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Beautiful, beautiful renderings, guys. Oh, and these have names on them. So this is called Fairy Ring. This is called Wind Whispers. Now the paper feels very slick. I'd rate it about maybe a 4 or a 5 in thickness. This is called Grace Fairy. This is called Whimsy Fairy Celeste. Beautiful book, guys. And Melba will be here when she gets her setup straightened out. This is called Face Messengers. Look at the little birdies. Isn't that cute? Sherry, you probably like this as well. Fox Rider. Yeah, she's got very delicate fairies. Forest Sprite. I didn't mention the Amazon sale. Somebody else did. Aren't these beautiful? Look what we could do with these leaves, guys. Fairy Magic. Good grief, these women are thin. Raven Guide. Bird with the key, giving out the key. Really pretty stuff. Okay, and this is Water Nymph. All right, Melba's knocking again. Let's see if she's got her setup taken care of. And I'll continue tomorrow with this, guys. And here is Unicorn Princess. Cute. Look at this. Look at the little baby dragon. And it's called Baby Dragon, by the way. That's funny. Mr. Vampire.
Hello.
Hi, we're seeing a black screen. There you go. And we see your hands now. Perfect. Are y'all set? Okay.
Okay. I don't know. I have to look at you upside down because I have to, the way it is. I've tried to get it on the computer and it doesn't come up on the computer.
Okay. Well, let me know
I
when
don't
you're
know
ready.
why. It just gives the regular page that you have,
Right.
but it
This is
doesn't.
called
I've not ever tried to do it like this with the computer. And so I wasn't sure how to do it. So.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to be watching myself, so I'm just going to
Go
start you,
up
and
a
I'm
little
going to
bit
start with
and
the
to your
painting the
left.
rose, so we can get that out of the way, if you don't mind. Let me see. You'll have to guide me on where I am. Can you see that paper?
Okay. Right now you're at the top. Right now you're at the top of the screen. Okay, right there. Perfect. Okay.
I thought I had a better setup here than I've got, so
Now.
sorry about that.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Melba,
So I'm not
quick
going to be able to.
question.
I'm not going to
Before
be able
you
to
do
see you
that, do you
whenever
want
I'm
to
doing
draw
this.
the rose and show how you draw that?
So I'm just going to listen to you, so you can kind of guide
Oh,
me
okay.
through this.
That's fine.
Okay. And I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
No, I do
Take your
this just by
time.
painting
Take your
it.
time. Okay, guys.
It's just brush strokes. I don't draw
Okay.
this one, and trust me, it's fast. Okay.
All right.
Let me just put out this
Okay.
little bit of paint and stuff. I'm gonna do a red one. I kind of like red roses. I like all roses, but red's my favorite. And I'm using Decor paint, and I'm
Okay.
using
Yeah, as
Berry
long as you
Red,
don't move your clipboard,
Snow White,
you are
Lamp
fine.
Black, and I'm going to show y'all a little trick. You don't use green. I'm going to make a green for you, and you're not going to believe how I'm going to do it.
I am so excited for everybody. And for everybody that's coming in, this is Melba
Yeah,
Carter.
I'm not going to move it. I'll leave it right there.
We're so excited to have her in here. Okay, I will be quiet.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go on this black paper, and I don't know if y'all will be able to see this or not. Does that help? Does that help? Okay. Then I'm going to just wipe my brush off, and I'm going to pick up some red. Okay. And then I'm going to make the first stroke, and I'll try to keep my hand out of the way. Okay, let me get a little bit more because that black's showing up there. This is Decor paint, yes. Okay, and you go in there and you make your first petal like that. Can you see that? Okay. Then I'm going to go here to this side, and I'm going to put what they call a comma stroke, and you're going to do like this, and then you come and you make it a straight line. It's kind of hard to see this red, I think, on this paper. Okay, then you're going to come on this side, and you're going to make another comma stroke, and you wave it, and you lift your brush up, and you pull it down. Could you see what I just did?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this, I'm going to go back over it so you can see it. This is a C stroke, and that's your number one petal. Okay, and these are your side petals. And then you're going to go up in here, and you're going to make a second row the same way. You're going to do a C stroke, an upside down C stroke.
Because we've got glare
right up there. And you're going to make another comma stroke beside it, and another comma stroke on this side.
Maybe up or down.
Let me get a little bit more paint on that.
There you go. Much better.
How's that? Is that better? Okay. Now I'm going to go right in the center
Okay.
and I'm going to make the bud. And all you do is you're going to make an upside down C stroke. Then you're going to come here and you're going to make a U stroke right underneath it. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here beside it and I'm going to make an S stroke. That's one of the front petals. And I'm going to bring it right up and I'm going to meet that petal right there. Did you see how I did that? It's an S stroke and you come up and meet that.
Yeah, so basically you
Okay.
make one ruffle.
Now then, I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to lay my brush down and I'm going to make some little petals right in here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Are y'all following me? Go ahead. Yes, right. And you do that twice. Okay. Now then, I'm going to come right here, the last inside stroke that I made. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put my brush down right here on this. And I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to do that, wave it. Then I'm going to come over on this side and I'm going to cross it to make a petal. Okay, do you see how now I made two petals right there? Okay. Okay, now I'm going to come to the outside petals that I made first. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to bring it down. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick that one up and make a petal. Okay, then I'm going to come here about halfway up that outside petal and I'm going to lay my brush down and I'm going to wiggle it and I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to make a stroke. I'll do that again so you can see because the red does. Okay, you set it down, you slide it and you're going to lift it up and you're going to see where it comes up into there. Okay, now then you're going to do the same thing on this side.
Okay.
And you're going to come under it. You're not going to ever have two petals that come to like this that hit each other. They're going to come kind of like interweave together. Okay. Then you're going to make one more stroke, not quite as deep. Okay. Do another one here. And then this one, you're going to set your brush down and you're going to make a S stroke. You're going to come up, press, lift up, and meet that.
Okay.
And that puts the bottom in. And sometimes I'll go back in and I'll put what they call ghost strokes. And that's going to be right in here. Just kind of a fill in. And that just fills in some spots. Okay. Now you wash your brush out really well because you don't want any of those colors in your. Okay. And then to make green, I'm going to mix black and yellow. And with paint, black and yellow makes a green. Let me move that over here. Can you see that? Okay. A lot of times in painting, you don't even use black. You know, as a paint color, you mix it to do your shades with. Okay. Now, I still got that green on my brush, and I'm going to pick up some white, and I'm going to blend that out on my paper, on my palette. Okay. And then I'm going to come right underneath here. Now, y'all have to remember I'm doing this kind of sideways. Come right underneath there, and you put the base of your bud in there, and then set your brush up on its end. Bring down the green stem. Okay, and I'm going to do that. Okay, now then, I'm going to make the calyx on there, and I'm going to set my brush up right underneath where that end of that rose is, and I'm going to press, pull, lift, and turn. And that makes the calyx. Okay.
No.
Now here's the part I like. These are the leaves. I'm going to put two stems on that side and one on this side. Have I lost all of you yet? Okay. Now you're going to set your brush down right here. Put it right here on top of that end of that stem. Press and lift.
Beautiful.
Press and lift. And then bring that petal down in there. Same thing you're going to do. Press and lift. Bring it out. Press and lift. Okay. And then you do the same thing over here. Just set it down and press it and lift and just bring it together. Okay. And then I'm taking a liner brush. I'm going to show you, which is a long, skinny brush like that. People are so afraid of this brush, and this is my favorite brush. This one is a 2 liner brush. Okay, I'm going to mix water in with my leaf color. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just put a swirly. I'm going to try, can you see this? Or am I in the way? Okay.
Wow.
And you just make a little thing that comes all the way down here. And bring it around.
Okay, the name that's showing right now is Sherry.
Okay, pick one of the ladies' names in the group tonight, ILene. Just ask anybody who wants their name done, and I'll do it for them real quick. Sherry. Okay.
Beautiful.
Hold on. Sherry. Sherry baby.
Yeah, and again, that's S as in Sam, H as in Henry, E as in elephant, R-R-I.
Okay, we're going to do Sherry now.
Ooh. Look at that. Sherry, you're getting your name put on this. Okay.
I'm going to make that S a little bit darker.
Okay. Wow.
And I didn't forget to dot the I.
And then the highlights, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's upside
And then
down.
all my roses always have
we
this.
Can see it. Yeah, and it says, Sherry
If
says
it doesn't have that, it's not my rose.
Until just now. Oh, beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Can you see it? Is it upside down? Okay.
Oh, Sherry, there you go. Cool beans. All right. May I ask you
So
a
if you'll get me
favor,
Sherry's address and get it to me, then I'll send that to her.
Okay. Would you please go back with another black piece of paper
Okay.
and
Now,
construct the rose, just the top again. And when you show the different strokes, yeah, would you show them off to the side so the people can see what the stroke is? You see what I'm saying?
Different strokes. I certainly will.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow. Honey, I've done this 100 times. Michael was at St. Simeon's. He was in rehab because of his, being in the hospital, and he had to learn how to walk and everything again. In 1 month, I did 300 of these.
Oh, that was so kind of you.
Because he had PTSD, and so he couldn't leave me. I couldn't leave him by himself. It bothered him. So people would come and they say, please, please, please. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it was kind of like.
Yes. Push.
No, but they bought all my paper and stuff because they got to where they got so many of them. Okay, now I'm mixing a little bit of white with this so it'll be easier for you guys to see. Okay, I need to put the. Okay, is it in focus? Can you see it?
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yep. Yep.
I absolutely understand what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Now it's gonna be all apart when I do this. Okay. The first stroke is the upside down C stroke.
Yes. And is everybody that's watching clear on that?
Then you come to this side and you do that
so you're
comma
do
stroke.
That little wavy center, and then you're going to do your two.
You come on this side and you do comma stroke
with your paintbrush.
Okay. Can y'all see that? Okay. Okay. Now.
Okay, got it.
And we're going to do it. And we're going to do it again, but it's going to be a little bit smaller. Okay, and this one comes around just a little bit more. It doesn't touch. It does not touch at this time. Okay, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to do our bud in the center. You do this one, you do this one, and that's together. Okay, and then what we do is that S stroke that goes across here, that meets that line. Okay, and then we're going to do that little ruffle. Okay, then we're going to go up there and we're going to meet those things. We're going to do this first one first. We're going to come here. Then we're going to come this way and come and meet it. And it's going to go underneath it. Okay, then we're going to do that again. Then we're going to do that again. Now these cross over whenever, on top of each other. But I was doing it where you can see it. Then we're going to do it again. Okay. Okay. Sorry, my printer for some reason was going. Somebody's probably trying to use it. It's wireless. Okay, and then we're going to come here and we're going to press down. And we're going to come across. Come across with this one. There you can see that. You can,
Yes.
Yes, I have white so that it was easier for you guys to see. So I put red on the bottom and white on the top. Can you see that? Okay. There. Okay. So I go in there and I blend it. Okay. And so now we're going to do the next step. We do this. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to do that last stroke, which is that S stroke. So we start down here at the bottom and we come up,
how you dip
press down,
the half
lift
and half
up,
colors, maybe use a
bring it
different
out.
brush.
And that's how you do it. You put it all together and that's it.
To the right of what you just did, would you then do the closed rows?
I will.
Okay. You need to, you need to move over a little bit.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me go ahead and do that. First while I have the brush, but here I'll show you how to load it. Okay, can you see it, or is that out of camera? Let me move that. Let me move that just a little bit.
We need you to come
over.
over.
What I do is I go in my red and load it up on my brush, and I come in here and I just pick up that, and then I blend it. I press hard and blend it, and I turn it on the other side and blend it. How's that? Can you see it? Okay. Okay. So I've dipped in the red and I dipped in the white, and then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to press that color in my brush.
Okay.
Okay. And that's how you do it. That's how you blend it. See how it's white on one side and red on the other side?
Okay.
Can you see that?
You need to push up just a little
Right,
up,
right.
up there.
So it's not just sitting
Okay,
there on
so in
top, and
that
whenever you
blank,
go to your
yeah, in
to
that
do your
blank
rows
spot
or
now,
whatever,
if
then
you
it
just
just
go
doesn't have a
ahead and
blob
do
of
your
paint.
whole rows.
Okay, so I'm going to do it again. So is that in camera? Right there? Right here. I will. Okay, just watch. We're doing that upside down U stroke. We're going to come here on this side. We're going to come down.
3-stripe color on your brush?
Come down here.
Okay.
Okay, I need to put a little bit more paint on that
And will
brush.
you show us that after the rows? We're making you work tonight, sweetie.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there's the next segment.
Yes. That's okay. Here's our little bud. And see, I always bring it up into that petal there because it makes it more closed. It makes it more finished looking than just having it hanging there. Okay, so I'm going to put my little ruffle. Then I'm going to come here and I'm going to close this.
Yep, see it? Yep. So just point now
Okay,
to the left, on the left, which piece you're on your exploded view. On your exploded view, show
okay,
which part you're
that
doing.
part. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, the next part, I just got through doing these two things, so the next one I'm going to do is right here. It's this comma stroke that comes up here. It's the comma stroke that comes up here.
Multiple colors.
And I'm going to bring it down and slide it. Exactly, exactly. Okay, now I'm doing this bottom set of petals.
Sure.
Now I'm going to do that S stroke. Comes up. Now these are not as good as I usually do as trying to do it like this.
Now I want you to.
And Helen was talking about doing calligraphy with the brush.
Because that may be a really neat learning tool for somebody, and we may make a little contest out of it.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
I have one that looks better than this that I, took my time on, and I will send you a copy of it. Okay, hold on just a second. Okay. So Helen was talking about doing calligraphy with the brush. Okay, so yep.
Yeah.
This paper takes the moisture out of the brushes really quickly, so that's why it takes a lot of paint to do it. And I can't write a straight line straight across on the paper, but sideways I can do it perfectly straight. Don't ask me why.
I want to show you the piece that Melba did for me as a gift. So you can see that beautiful. Oh, that's funny.
Now, of course,
so you can see the beautiful
now
colors.
this is really quick, but you can see.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I don't know why I can't write a straight line straight across. But if it's diagonally, I can get it straight every time.
Because she knows that those are my fav colors. And
I can also do this back.
Did this page.
I can also do this backwards.
And sent that to me as a gift. Beautiful. No, you were going to show loading up 3 colors.
Okay. Okay, are we through with the paint part?
Okay.
Okay. I hope, yeah, I think I have 3 colors out. Because I got in my paint stash and just got out the colors I was going to use.
Push it up, please. Push it up in the camera.
To do 3 colors.
There you go.
What you have to do is you have to load your middle color first. So I'm going to load up with yellow. Get it real. Okay. Now then, I'm going to take red on one side and black on the other side. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to blend it.
See the black, the red, the yellow, and the black on
it's not going to work like that because the yellow's not coming out. Hold on just a minute. I'll use white.
That's all right. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, but that's yucky colors. It looks like mud. Now this is going to look like pink because I'm just using the white that I had. Okay, I'm going to pick up.
Honestly, the one that looks like mud, if you push your paper up a little bit, that truly does.
Well, you don't really see all the colors here, though.
That one. There you go. Yeah, you can see it perfectly. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah, go ahead. You can see it perfectly.
How's the reflection now? Yeah, but you can see it. But a lot of times what people do, okay, a lot of times what people do, okay, a lot of times what people do will double load their brush, and then they'll take another paintbrush and they'll put the middle color in there, and that way it doesn't blend it all in the middle so bad.
Okay.
You know, you can still see it. And see right there, I messed it up because I'm so used to flipping my brush having on just one side. Since I have the yellow on that side, that messed that up.
That's perfect.
But I mean, you can see it, but it's just not as bright.
We are through with the paint.
But see, you can still see it, and
thank you so much.
Kind of gives you a peach color. Good. Okay, so were we through with the paint? Okay.
Yeah.
You're very welcome. I don't hardly paint very much anymore because I've gotten into coloring, and so I enjoy coloring every once in a, painting every once in a while.
Yeah, I do it all
Let me wash out this brush really good, and then I can clean it when we get through.
So we're okay.
Excuse me. Sorry about my arm. Okay. Okay, what did I do with that?
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
Push it up just a little bit more. You're good. Thank you.
Now I'm going to shade this one side because I want to show you something. Okay. Okay. Can you see that? Okay. Okay. This is with the marker under it, and then I went in there and I did this. This is just with the marker. And I did that yesterday or last night because I wanted to be sure and be dry. So this is what that looked like. And I used my colored pencils and I went back over this. And I'm going to show y'all that. And what you do is you use, I have some who's, they're not, I don't have very many of them. And this color, you'd think it would be light enough, but it's not. So I used, this is soy colors, however you say it, and it's powder pink. And that's the color that I got from that. So, but these two, I thought those would be light enough because these are the Who's, and they're not. They're not as light as this. So that's what I had to use. But it, you know, after you've used your color quite a bit, even on the big chisel edge, it looks like this. But after you go back through there and put your pencil down there, then it takes care of it. Okay, let's see what I got here. Okay, the colors that
Okay, I got you.
Okay, I don't like the Ohuhus, so I did not. I just used them just to check it because they are way darker. I'm going to go ahead and just okay, because see, like this. Okay, this I'm going to put it down here. This is the Ohuhus, and this one is number 26, and it's too light. But I mean, you could use it. But this is the 25.
Okay.
And it's too dark. You see what I'm saying? And then this is the Sanjoki. Okay. And see, this is the color it is. So you could actually use that, you know, which is the number 25 on.
There you go. Okay.
Or number 26. It's number 26
okay.
on with Ohuhus. So those are the three that I tried. Can you see those? That's going to my left. Okay. So those are the colors. Okay, and I used peach. I used Prismacolor on all of it. I used peach, light peach, and I used some pink, and I used the blush also. Okay.
Okay.
And
Helen wants to know, is
whenever I did this, see, I did half of the nose, and then you come in here, and I use the lightest color first, and I come in here and I just color.
Oh yeah, we can see that for sure.
It's just a random lady. I was just trying to get it, you know, big enough where y'all could see it. But come in here and you lay this color over, and whenever you start putting the peach and stuff, it starts really, you know, picking it up where it's covering up. Because and I use terracotta. Let me find it.
Okay. Yeah, and as you do this, if you would just do it very slowly and then
terracotta is what I used shading up in here in the
color number, that would be great.
Going up in the eye and defining the bridge of the nose.
Okay.
Okay, to make it easy for everybody, I just used nothing but Prismacolor on anything that I did. Even the rose is all Prismacolor. And this is terracotta that I do the, you know, for like over here, the definition on the face and stuff. And that's the color that I use. And I go in here and I make it darker in the middle, and then I just feather it out so that it just has a little bit.
Okay.
And you go down the nose and you bring it right here on the nose, right there, right underneath the eye. You're going to start bringing it out a little bit so that it makes the eye, starts bringing your eyes, the socket of your eye.
No, we are just seeing the portrait.
If you look in the mirror,
Okay, let's do this. Go ahead and sign off. And
right here, can you see my hand? Wow, yeah, it must have frozen then because I'm still coloring. Okay.
All right, I'll sign you off and just come back on again.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we'll get her back on. Okay. So I was showing you this page here. And then the next one is called Water Nymph. Again, this is the book that is Christine Caron. This is called Unicorn Princess. And then we've got, oh, Baby Dragon. That's where I stopped. This was the one because I was saying how cute that was with that little tyke in there. Just too ridiculously cute. Mr. Vampire. Okay, she's trying to sign back on. This is Tides of Time. This is Odette. And this is Cowgirl Mermaid. Okay, Melba, we're back.
All right. Can you see me now?
Yeah, I didn't realize, we just all thought you were talking in the background, and I didn't realize that you had started coloring.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll show you here what I did. I did this, see, like on this side here, I did this in here. And okay, right here where the see where it comes out and you're highlighting the bone that goes underneath your eye. I come out right here, and you do it very lightly, and you have to be careful that you don't misshape their nose. And you come out here. Okay, can you see that? Okay.
Yeah, do you want to move your tablet out of the way?
Like that?
A little more. Yeah, a little more. A little more. We can just see the corner of it. No big deal.
I don't know why I couldn't pick you up on there, because I was going to use it to watch, because here I'm having to look upside down to see stuff. Okay. And then also we're going to come up here by the brow bone over here, and we're going to put some of the terracotta in here.
Okay.
And you're not going hard. You're just feathering it in there, because we're going to adjust stuff as we go. And you're going to come down by the hair. Okay, and I have to turn it, sorry.
That's fine.
And you come by the hair, can you see it?
Yeah, I just push away from you a little bit more.
And you bring it down here by the hair. And you're going to have it like the hair is putting a little bit of a shadow on the face.
Okay.
And what you need, that when you color, you need to color in the direction of whatever you're doing. Like here, I'm rounding this off. I'm not going in it like this, because that helps you give the face a shape to it. If you go straight up and down, it's just going to look like straight up and down. Okay, so you got that part of it, and you just carry it on around here. Okay. Then I use, like I said, the light peach. And it's really funny. Sometimes you get colors and they look different, but those are supposed to be the same color. Can you see the print? The points are even a different color.
Wow. And this is from the same manufacturer?
These are both Prismacolors.
Oh, that's wild.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do, and I'm going to start laying this in there, this color in there. And I'm going up and down right here, because I'm right here by this thing in the nose. And if you go down over this way, and I'm not doing it hard, I'm just putting the color in there. Because I'm going to come back.
So in other words, if you put your finger on your face and you feel that little dimple that's underneath your nose, then you're also going to notice that it goes downward on either side.
Correct. Yeah, because your face, your lip goes down.
Right.
So that's what.
And if you'll push your piece a little further away from you, please, that'll center it a little more on camera.
Okay, I can't put it down anymore. I'll turn it back around the other way. Okay. How's that? Is that better?
Well, no, you can go back. You can go back to where you were if that works better for you. What works best for you?
That's fine. That's absolutely fine. And a lot of times I have carpal tunnel, and a lot of times when I'm doing this and I get tired of doing it, I will take my pencil, hold it like this, and I will put these shapes in.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, just push your clipboard a little bit away from you, please. A little more.
That's as far as I can get it.
It's perfect, actually.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to start using the peach color. And the peach is number 0. It's PC 939.
Okay.
Okay. And okay, I know what I need to do. Okay, let me get my other box.
And also, if you would adjust your light a little bit, you've got a little bit of a shine on the colored side that you have.
How's that?
Much better.
Okay. You're going to come right up in here because right underneath your eye, your bone protrudes right there a little bit. And this is the Holbein, and I love it. This is the best white that I found. The other one is the Derwent's China white, and it's really good too. But see how that white shows up on there? And over here, after you get through coloring, it doesn't show up as much. But you have a highlight on your cheek right here. And everything is just like a base coat in here, and I'm not doing anything really heavy. And I'm giving it a little bit, you know, of, like here would be the orbit of your eye. So you have a little bit of white, just a little bit there.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm going to put some of the peach in.
And of course, guys, everywhere that she is putting the white, that is creating the shadow now where you have the recess. And that's where you start getting your depth.
Yeah, if you just put just the color on there and color the whole thing in, that's color book style painting, coloring. And whenever you start doing portraits and stuff, you have to think about what the highlights and stuff. And I didn't realize how much until I did that. My friend's portrait that I've sent to y'all before, the black couple. And I didn't realize it, but I mean, you have to really be careful that you put all those shades and stuff in, or it doesn't look realistic, you know. So I do a lot of layering and stuff, and that's why when ILene was saying that she liked the Star Joys, well, I tried them, and they don't layer the way I like things to be layered. So, but I mean, that's just a difference in preference and a difference how you color and how you hold your pencil and stuff. So, you know, if you find something that you like, that's great. So don't let somebody say, oh, you shouldn't like that color, that kind of pencil or something. If it works good for you, use it. You know,
and that's exactly right. And that's what I tell people is if it works for you, knock yourself out.
That's right. Because not everybody holds their pencil the same, and not everybody has the same strength in it. You know, hard-handed or heavy-handed or whatever. Not everybody's that way, and some people are really light-handed. You know, and so something different might work for them better. Okay, and where that is doing that. These are tortillas, or blending stumps. I love them. And I use them probably as much as I do my blending pencil. See right here where this color's not blending? If you take this and you just rub it, see how that blended that in? Can you tell how that blended that?
Yeah.
Because it drives me nuts whenever it's doesn't, you know, shade right. But I go back in there and I'll put 4 or 5 different coats in there, so it'll get where it looks just like that. So, but anyway, do y'all see? You see what I'm doing? And I mean, you wanted to see, you know, how the colored pencil did over the pen, the marker, and I think it works great. I mean, you can really make a difference.
Question came up: do you raise your wrist or do you put a paper underneath your hand?
Sometimes, especially if I'm doing red. But on this, I'm not.
Okay, so you just raise your wrist, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because this right now, I've got my arm right here resting on my table. So I'm really not even
Yeah,
touching the paper with my hand, with my
right.
wrist.
And that's the one thing that I emphasize to everybody is to put something. I like to put a paper towel underneath my hand. You know, you just got to make sure that you don't smudge, but I still like to do that.
Yeah, whenever I'm not coloring like this, then, like if I'm doing like this, then I hold it differently. But whenever I'm holding it like this, then then I'm not actually touching my paper with my arm at all.
Right. Now, it just so happens, and that's fine, that your piece is upside down to us. But let me tell you something. I always tell my peeps that when they're coloring something, turn the piece upside down, and that way you tend to visually see more because your eye doesn't necessarily make sense of what you're looking
You're
at.
absolutely right, and especially on faces. Some people, it's easier for them to color or paint faces upside down.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right on that. But can you see the streaks that were over here that, like
Yep.
here? It takes care of it. You don't have to worry about it. I mean, as long as you have that color underneath there, it, it works great. And a lot of times, like right there, that was shown through, instead of going just straight across it, I will go in a circular motion like this to cover it up. See how that covered it up? Because it was like this right
Yes.
here. Watch, can you see those stripes right there? Watch,
Yes.
whenever you go in a circle, see how it covers it up? So,
Exactly.
so there's all kinds of little, tricks and stuff that you can use. And like this right here was too dark, and I'll go in a circle here, even though normally I would go like this. I'm trying to cover up the the marks that didn't, the marks of the marker.
Right. And that's another thing that I discuss with people as well. You know, people tend to freak out if their markers streak on their pages,
No,
and that's not an issue at all. You just take colored pencil and go over it and then blend it.
exactly. I didn't think I would ever start using colored pencils. I was a diehard art, acrylic painter, and I started using colored pencils, and I've kind of gotten hooked. All my artist friends that are acrylic painters, they go, "What do you mean you're not painting anymore?" Because I used to travel for Benny and Smith, which is Crayola Crayons. I traveled all over the United States for them for several years until uh, Winsor Newton bought the Liquitex department, part of Benny and Smith out. And I loved that. I love probably Liquitex was my favorite colors of all time because doing the calligraphy and stuff I do with pens, they just
Yeah.
work better than anything else.
Now, what paper are you using?
Uh, Star Spring Hill 65 or
Okay.
80 pound, one of those two.
Okay. Melba, I am so happy to have you here tonight to show us this.
Oh, well, thank you. I am really enjoying it. I mean, I've been really ready. My kids and stuff, I told them, gosh, you can't make any noise. Got to keep the dogs quiet. Because I have four little Yorkies and they are yappers. But I have two of them right now.
Yeah.
I have two of them right now. They're on my bed because my art room is in my bedroom now because my son and daughter-in-law, when my husband was really sick, they came and started staying with me a couple of nights a week. And then they had a arson at their house, and it burned their house down. So they've just been living with me, and it's been a godsend for me. So
Oh my gosh, how long ago did that happen?
in 2018, I think.
Oh man, I'm so sorry to hear that about
Yeah,
your family.
yeah.
Um, and it's funny. People ask me if I get jealous or get bent out of my nose bent out of shape to have people such as you come in and demonstrate this stuff. And I want to make very clear, absolutely not. Anything that I can bring in for you guys that teaches different methods, I am absolutely delighted
Yeah,
to do it.
yeah, because some
And,
there,
and
well,
yeah, and
it's to your advantage too, because you know you're giving them open. You know, they see different things from different people. You know, and they learn more that way. I totally agree with you there.
yeah, and guys, I'm here for you, and it really should be dawning on you by now. And so I have absolutely no problem bringing in people such as Melba to show you things like this. And I am delighted to do it. I'm working on bringing in some more coloring book authors. So, I'm just glad to do it. So no, I'm not bent out of shape at all. I'm delighted to have Melba here.
Because hopefully I'm teaching ILene something too. You know, by what I'm doing. So we're teaching each other. It's not a competition. I mean, you know, if it is, you better get out of it because you know it's not a competition. Now, see how underneath the eye it looked, you know, really yellow just a minute ago, and see how that made it nice and pink?
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's another thing, guys, that you need to realize that when you blend in your pencils, and I've told you this as well, when you lay down your initial pencil, it's going to be, it can end up being one color. And then when you blend it in, it can radically change to be another. Now, 90% of the time, I've not had that happen. But one time I was working with a blue and I, put down the initial color and then I started to blend it and it was like night and day. It was pretty funny. I mean, I still like the color I ended up with. So don't freak out, guys, if that happens to you. Just test your pencils to get to know them. And
Absolutely.
just do a real quick blend and just make sure. And the other thing I would say is if you get caught off guard and something happens like that, don't freak. We've talked a lot about that. Finish your piece.
It's called
Adjust.
it's called a happy happening because you're learning something. Every mistake you make, you learn something from it. Don't give up. Keep on going because you wouldn't believe how many pieces I've almost thrown away, and I've learned. You know, you always come up with something and you fix it, and you learn how to fix it, and you learn the best way to fix it, and you learn something from your mistakes. So don't be hard on yourself. Just learn from what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I always tell my peeps too that when I've got a coloring that I'm doing, I can easily point out, I just end up on the number 10, but I say, I can show you 10 ways that I've, made a mistake on it.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely. If you didn't make any mistakes, you'd be in sad shape. I mean, you know, making mistakes. God lets us make mistakes so we learn.
well, and not only that, if you make a mistake, or what you think, and see, that's another problem is you think it's a mistake and it may not necessarily be. And so you're actually learning something new.
Absolutely.
Now, Helen was asking, she was joking about this, but she says, can you give her a few eye wrinkles by the end to make us all feel better?
The what? The what? I missed that.
eye, eye wrinkles, wrinkles.
Oh yeah. I can put some wrinkles on her. I have enough to share with her. Okay, and when I do,
Okay, let's
I'm sorry, go ahead.
let's do this
Okay.
if you don't mind. When you're done with this piece, if you can show us how to add wrinkles underneath the eye.
All I have to do is look in a mirror. Okay, in
Wow.
this crease in your eye, most people try to obliterate it. If you do, that's why your eyes look distorted. And I take the color of the shadow that I'm going to use, and I put just a little bit of it in there, if you can see that on there. And then I start very lightly putting the shadow. And another thing, when you do eyebrows, a lot of people start here and go way down. Don't take them too far because your eyebrow should only come to like the corner of your eye right there, because people that have their eyebrows too low, that makes them look old. So if you want to color a picture and you want somebody to look old, bring their eyebrows down too far, and that'll make them look old real quick.
Yeah. 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 And this eye crease, I've talked about that as well, is that if you add that, that just gives so much character to the eye.
Okay, now I'm putting on the eyeshadow. Okay, and I don't just use one color. I go back in there and I use a lot of different colors. I start with the darker one and then I come back in here and I only go about 3/4 the way over. I don't go on the whole eyelid because that's another thing that makes you look old or else real young.
And explain why you're using the different colors, please.
For the eyeshadows, because it gives you, can you see this one over here?
Yep.
Okay. See how back here it's dark and right next to the eyelash line, it's dark. But then it starts getting lighter over here because most people, or you shouldn't use one color all over your whole eyelid. You need to use different colors so that it looks more finished and, more professional.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I discuss as well, is you want that depth, dimension, and detail. And if you only use one color, you're going to have very, very flat coloring.
Exactly.
And folks, that's why I want you guys to be comfortable with grayscale, because grayscale shows you a lot of the shading that you should be doing with color. And even in grayscale, you need to be using different colors.
I've noticed with grayscale, a lot of people are afraid of it. They don't let it go to their advantage. Grayscale can be a great, advantageous thing to use, but they just stop coloring. They don't color the gray. They color the light color stuff, but they don't color over the gray. That gray is there for you to color over to enhance your piece. So really work on that, because the grayscale it really is a gift. Just work with it.
Melba, can you see your screen at all, or is that not comfortable for you?
I have to look upside down.
Okay, can you look a second at your screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you see what I'm showing?
Yeah, a girl with glasses.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see, everybody, how there's the shades of the gray on the face, where we've got the dark right next to the glasses, and then we've got, excuse my arm, and then we've got, it comes in lighter and lighter. And also notice on the eyeshadow that the darker part here is just going to be right next to this eye. Now, Melba used the darker colors towards the outside of the eye, and she's leaving the inside of the eye lighter. That's what she was talking about. And then if you look underneath here, you can also see the shading to make the bags underneath the eye here. Okay, so, and look at the hair. We've got shading in the hair. Please do not shut yourself off from grayscale, guys. And Christine, Karen, these are good books to look at, because she does not do dark grayscale. She does the lighter shading. So beautiful. Helen wanted to know if you're going to do a dark line dip underneath the nose.
Down here?
Yeah.
Yes. I just wanted to, I hadn't finished all that. I just wanted to give you something to compare it to when I first started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't, really, gotten all the little things like that. But thank you, Helen. I sure am. I need all the help I can get.
And Melba, like I said, absolutely take your time, because we've got plenty of time. I mean, my broadcast goes till 10 o'clock and it's on my time, and it's only 8:15.
I know, but I want them to get on the rose, and I want, how many of them are going to color along with us?
It depends how many people downloaded that rose image. I've got mine ready to go.
I've got mine ready to go, and I've got my spray Krylon on it and everything.
Oh, my girl. Good.
I'm the one that told you about it. Remember, I told you, I think I told you about the fixative stuff. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I think I've been using it before.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, before that, yeah.
Okay. So do y'all see how you can, color over at the marker? Do y'all want me to finish this, or do y'all want to go on into the rose?
Let's go ahead and finish finish. Well, we need you to do the eye and show how you do that center eye.
Alrighty. That's what I just picked up the pencil. Okay, what I do is I go on the outside edge and make it and round it off. Make sure it's good and round. Okay, can you see that? And then right here where it goes into the eyelid right here, I come in here and this is where I don't go around in a circle. I come in here and I make the lines come in. Can you see over here where the lines come up in there? So that it makes it look more like it's, but also I take this and I go right underneath the eyelid like this, and I make the blue eyelid, blue iris, blue white on the eye, because your eyes are not actually white.
Correct.
But I'm going to put a circle around here because it's supposed to be really dark right in here. And then I'll put the lines in there. Okay. And when I do this, I don't color the whole way. I have heavy here and I lift up and pull it in.
Okay, so you're flicking your pencil.
I am flicking my pencil. Okay. And then I took green right around the pupil of the eye. And this is light green. And this is an old one. In fact, this is a Scholar, so the number is different. So I was going to give you the number, but it's different.
And actually, Melba, if you would go ahead and finish that whole eye, including, under the lid and the eyelashes underneath, just finish the eye.
Okay. Okay, now I'm going to use a lighter blue in here. And I'm going to leave some of it white, but I'm going to blend it with this blue.
And if anybody has any questions for Melba, have at it. I'm more than happy to pass those along.
Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Just if I can do something to help you, just let me know and I'll be glad to help you.
All right, now you're running that green a little bit over the blue as well?
Yes, because I'm going to come back in here and do some white.
Okay.
But the green was just there. It wasn't shadowed right. I don't know if y'all can hear my little dog. She only weighs 2 pounds, 2 ounces, and she's 4 years old.
Yeah, we can hear her. That's cute. No worries.
If she was as big as she thinks she is, she'd be huge. Okay, then what I do is I take, let me find it. The black is not black enough whenever you do it in the eye. And so, but I go ahead and just color this whole eye in, but I go in a circle. I don't go a straight line on it. I go around it to keep it this way, because if you start making lines in it, you're going to go out of line and everything else. But since the black does not make dark enough, and if I didn't have a pen to go in there and do it, which I do, but I'm going to give you a little secret here. When you're trying to make your black blacker, if you'll get a dark blue pencil, and I like indigo blue, a Prismacolor indigo blue. Okay, watch right here what happens. Can you see how much that darkens it up? Can you tell the difference right there? So if you're doing something anything black, and you don't want to just use a pen or a marker or something, or you don't have one handy, pick up the darkest blue that you have and just go back over it. Can you see the difference now?
Yes.
And
people wonder all the time why you should add the blue on the black. And this is why. It makes the black richer.
It does. It does. In the hair, like when you do hair and stuff, do that. And when you highlight black hair, use blue with your white, and it's not just pure white, and it'll look more real. My husband was part Indian, and he had hair that was so black it was blue out in the sun. But his mother had red hair or auburn hair. I never met her. She passed away before we got married. And he had red sideburns. It was the funniest thing because all of his hair was so black. Okay, so now we have that. And so now what I did is I used Eileen's favorite pen, and I love it too, the Arteza white pencil. And I went in there, and I'm going to do eyelashes on her in just a minute. But see, you put it here and see, you kind of see the eyelashes where it comes out, the black right here. Can you see that?
Oh, okay.
And because her eyelashes, she's got on a lot, got heavy eyelashes. So, and you do this on the same side, and you're going to, I don't just draw a straight line. Oh. No, Bella, excuse me, not necessary. No, girls. That didn't work, did it? Okay, now I'm going to use the black.
So you put a little white near the bottom, and then near the top you made like the
eyelashes,
like a heartbeat monitor to leave that black in there.
Kind of like. Okay, now you're gonna in this part of the eye. Does anybody know what that's called? Right there, that part.
No.
It's called
no.
It's called a carbuncle. See, you learned something tonight.
Okay. Now you're using full black, right?
Yeah, just on the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and use black now to do a bow on the eye to put her mascara on. But I wanted it to be dark right in there, and I'll probably make it even darker.
Now, interestingly enough, guys, when you go to put black on something like this, your black is dependent on your pencil brand. And as you know, well, if you don't know, the blacks don't match among manufacturers. If you take 3 or 4 different manufacturers and test your blacks, you'll see that they're varying shades. So that's not your imagination at all. And sometimes you can even take a black pencil from one manufacturer and use it as a very dark gray.
Okay. Now I'm going to use the black pencil, the blue pencil. Okay. And I'm going to go over that black that I just did. Can you see how much darker that's making that?
Yep.
I mean, nobody would know that you used blue in there instead of black. Okay.
So we've got black and then the layer of blue.
Right. Okay. Now I'm going to use, this is a Pilot Precision V7. It's just a real, if you can see the point on that.
Yes.
It's just real narrow. When you do eyelashes, come over here by the eye and go up and around. Okay, that's not like to draw on there. Don't just go, straight up. Take them around. Start here and go up and around. Okay, let me see if I have another pen that'll do better than that.
Yeah, I usually have a paper towel by my side, and if I try to use my pen on my colored pencil, I just keep cleaning it off.
Right. Okay.
Because of that wax buildup.
Exactly. And cross over on some of your eyelashes, to make them bigger. Now the only place you're going to have a pretty straight eyelash is right here in the middle where it goes in the middle. But then this is going this way, and these that are going this over here are going toward the nose. Are there any questions?
Oh, not so far. You're very clear. Helen says she looks like she's ready to go out on a hot date.
You betcha, baby. Let's go. And see this thing is so big that if your eyelashes actually go above that crease in your eye, but it looks funny, but um, that is true. And then these that are down here underneath, the same thing. You're going to start over here and you're going to come out and around, out and around. Right in the middle, it's going to be.
Guys, I would encourage you also, if you ever need to see what an eye looks like, go to Google and Google an eye and look at the close-ups.
Do they look the same?
Yeah, they look great.
Okay, so y'all ready to start on the roses?
No, because I'd like you to finish the nose and the lips.
Okay.
Truth, Melba, we've got plenty of time. We really do.
Okay.
And a lot of people want to know about face coloring and lips and stuff like that. So
yeah, I understand. Okay, on this I'm using Process Red, which is PC 994, and then I'm using pink, and I also have pink blush.
And I will remind you, everybody, that Melba drew this picture.
Okay, what I do is I put the dark up toward the top.
Now, Melba, I have a technique that I've been using.
Okay.
Is I've been encouraging my peeps to draw on top of the line of the image so that people don't walk around with black lines around them.
Right, exactly right.
And so when they color, I encourage to color right on top of that black line to at least try to mute it as much as possible.
Exactly. Okay, I'm kind of outlining her her lip, and the top lip goes over the bottom lip a little bit. So I always make this just a little bit darker, and I make that little point there on the lip, I make it white because it stands out more. And when I get through, I'll go in here and make her it's like she's wet her lips, and so it's makes her more sexy.
Okay.
But as you can see, I don't color really heavy on that. I put the color down so I could do my placement before I fill it in too much, and then I don't like it.
Oh my gosh, people, did you hear that? Say that again, Melba.
I color lightly to start with, and then if I don't like it, then I don't have to worry about it. If I go in there and color it hard to start with, then it makes it hard to go back and fix.
Oh, did everybody hear that? I talk about that all the time. Our code word around here is tint, T-I-N-T. Okay, peeps, I know you're tired of me saying that, but now you've heard it from somebody else. So hopefully you'll take it seriously now.
Okay. Now then, and like I said, if I don't want to make it heavy, I'm going in here and I'm kind of, if you go in circles, another thing about that is if you're trying to create texture and you go in circles, you're going to have little white spots open, and that's going to look more like her lips. It's not just, she's got lipstick stuck on her face.
All right. So what you're saying is this is where you want that popcorn effect.
Yeah, to a certain extent, yes.
Now, Helen looked up the name of that area underneath the nose. Helen, what was that name again? It was the Phil something. Would you look it up
Fulcrum.
again? Oh, you know it, Fulcrum. Okay, that's cool.
You forget I have nurses and doctors in my family.
I did forget that.
Okay, and I'm taking white to blend it because I don't want to add any more color. I just want to rearrange this color.
And it will also mute your color a little bit.
Correct. Tone it down a little bit.
And again, guys, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate.
Please.
And if you haven't printed out your rose yet, please do.
Guys, please, if you have questions, just ask me. Like ILene tells you, the only question that you don't ask is a stupid question.
Yeah. Okay, your Arteza pen to highlight white places.
Mm-hmm. I left some white on there that I want, to highlight some of the areas. And yes, I do paint with my fingers too. Okay, can y'all see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then underneath the lip, you always have a shadow because your lip is bigger than the underneath of your face. So don't forget to put that in there. And
all right, can you push your piece up a little bit, please?
Can you see it?
There you go. Perfect.
Okay. And then we have this part of our chin. You don't want to make it too much, and you don't want to make it a straight line. So go in here and go very lightly, and it's not a straight line. Not just an individual line. It's got some shading to it. And then this right here, and this brings it out a little bit more.
And could you move your light again? We're still getting a little bit of glare.
How's that?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Helen wants to know what your favorite item is to color. Roses, right?
And people. I love doing people. I love doing people.
If you have to choose between roses and people, which would you choose?
I don't think I can.
There you go.
Seriously, I don't think I can because I love doing both.
Okay, and explain what you're doing, please.
I'm just adding a little bit of shadow underneath the nose, and actually right across the nose right here. It's going to have a little bit of shade. And it's not heavy, it's just a little bit to show the end, make the end of the nose. If you do it too much, she'll look like a pig.
Yep.
And then I always blend that in a little bit.
And for blending, you can use your blender pencil, but in this case, it's also good to use your light skin color because that's merging in the color now.
That's exactly right. You're blending your colors together.
And you want all those harsh lines removed because a shadow is not a line. It's a soft how do I want to say this, soft shading.
Yeah, it's a shadow.
Okay, Melba, do me a favor and turn your piece around for a minute.
Like that?
And move away from you a little more. Come on down towards us a little more. Other way, other way.
I can't move it any
Yeah,
further.
everybody sees. Yeah, okay, you can't go forward anymore? Okay. Isn't that beautiful, guys? Everybody see that? Now look how different that looks when it's right side up, and how much that you can see now absolutely the shading and the highlights. But look at the perspective that you had when it was upside down. Okay, thank you. You can go back now.
And I just saw I forgot to do her eyebrow.
Okay.
And when I do eyebrows, yeah, I do one stroke at a time. I don't color them in. Even on the coloring pictures that you do when you're coloring, I always do their eyebrows one stroke at a time.
Okay. Yeah, and can you push your picture up a little more, please? We're just seeing the eyes. There we go.
And as you get older, you lose all your hair and stuff. So I don't hardly have any eyebrows. So I have to draw mine on, but I draw one stroke at a time.
And that is an excellent tip for everybody.
Okay. What else do you want?
Underneath on the right eye, on your right, it looks like it's a little bit lighter. Did you mean to, between the lash and the eyeball itself?
This one? This one?
Yeah, but on the eye, on the skin.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Okay. Between the lashes and the bottom part of the eyeball.
Right here?
Yeah. Yeah, did you mean it to be that white?
No, thank you.
Okay. Helen says she looks like a supermodel.
Oh. Now, does that make it better?
Boy, I'll tell you, when you turned it upright, that really, wow, just beautiful.
Yeah, I like doing people. My daughter used to be a model, and so that's where we got into doing all this makeup and stuff. And that's, because I mean, she had some high-powered models that were helping her, and so we learned a lot of little, tricks and stuff.
Now, the eyeball itself, I've seen different schools of thought on that people will sometimes, and I've done it as well, will shade the eye a little bit so that it's not coming out blatantly white. Do you have, what's your feeling on that?
Well, I have put, made it darker around here. Is that what you're talking about on the eye itself?
No, I'm just talking about the whites of the eyes.
Okay. See, I did put blue in here. You may not be able to see it, but there's blue in here and blue here.
I see it. Okay.
But I didn't make it really dark. But
okay, and the purpose of that is so that you don't have two white orbs glaring at you.
Well, if you'll look at somebody, you very seldom see anybody that has really, really white eyeballs. A lot of, and if they have some kind of liver disease, they're yellow.
Yeah.
But I always put the blue tint underneath here because that's the shadow from the eyelashes. Where it's covering it up. Can you see that? Does that make it better right there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, this one I didn't worry about it. So, but yeah, but that's it. So y'all ready?
Beautiful.
Let's do roses.
Oh, no.
What?
Hair.
What?
Hair.
Huh?
Hair. The
hair. Okay.
Yeah. Now wait, we got to do the hair, and you need to age one of the eyes.
Oh. When you get my age, you don't want to age.
Now, walk us through the steps on how you're going to age this. Okay, brown pencil.
Yeah, just, it's not dark. It's not a dark brown. It's just a little bit.
Right.
Or you could use a gray, but I didn't get any gray out, and wrinkles are they're not just lines. I mean, they're not just real dark. They're usually, really light.
Right. And that's a common mistake that people make, is that they will make dark lines. And your little lines around the mouth. Now, how far down around the eyes do you take the lines?
Well, I'm just taking them just a little ways, right now. And you start having these, I call them marionette lips.
Okay. Yeah, and I misspoke. How far down below the eyes do you take your aging lines?
Well, usually down here you have bags.
Right. Now, see, because of the way that you had that white on there, that pouch is really showing up, because it looks like you're putting one of the age lines like just below that white. Am I seeing that correctly? Beautiful.
And see, I'm not drawing one hard line. If you notice, I've just been kind of, feathering it in.
Yep. And can you push up just a little bit with your picture? We can't see the bottom of the chin.
Can you see it now?
Perfect. Perfect. All right, and you're adding a little bit of pouch underneath the chin.
Yeah, a jowl line.
Yeah, if you'll age what's the right side of her, well, wait a minute. To you, it's
I'm working on the left side.
Yeah, the left side of her face. Yeah, if you'll age that left side, that looks beautiful.
Can you see these little lines after it's done?
Yes, ma'am.
And wrinkles are more like veins. They have no straight lines to them. They have little feelers going off of them and stuff. And so just, whenever you do the age lines, don't just do one line and think, well, okay, I can leave that. If you want to start doing aged people, start really, getting books and looking at it and really study the lines. Don't just, and whoever has all these wrinkles, they earned every one of them. Let's say that.
There you go. Oh my gosh, that looks beautiful. Actually, I bought a grayscale book of older people, and it shows age lines beautifully.
Yeah, I have a wrinkle for every one of my kids. I tell them they put them there. Okay. Can you that give you an idea?
Yeah, and when you're done putting that in, turn it right side up so we can see it again.
Do you see it?
Beautiful. And can you go forward a little more, or are you at your limit?
I'm at my limit.
Okay.
How's that?
Oh, beautiful. Oh yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Okay, super.
Okay, and now you wanted her hair. What color hair do you want?
Um, you drew her. You make it your color. Okay, we need you to put the clipboard back up so we can see. A little more, please.
Yeah, I don't have enough pencils out, because
Okay.
I always put at least 4 colors of hair.
Does anybody have any questions on how she aged this, guys? Please, please, please don't hesitate to ask. This is why Melba is here. She's here to teach.
Absolutely. Ask me.
Yeah, if you can lift up your clipboard and just come a little bit forward to us more, that would be great. No. I mean, I meant push forward so we can. There you go. Oh, you had it.
Like that?
Yeah, just so we can see the hair. Now, how do you do hair?
I do 1 strand at a time.
Yeah, okay. So you flick your pencil to draw in the strands.
Mm-hmm. And some of them I just, make it a longer strand like that and do a heavier hand to it. And I'm bad about holding all my pencils in my hand, if you wondered what I had in my hand. Oops, sorry about knocking it over.
That's all right.
And with red hair, I usually do a flesh color, to highlight, and then I also use a white. And I'm using another color, brown.
Now, when I've done redheads, I tend to do a light brown, and then I'll go ahead and put the red tint on top of that.
Right.
How do you feel about that?
Well, like right now, I'm using Sienna brown, and I'm also using terracotta to make the red. And then right here where I put the flesh color, I'm going to go in here and blend all these things together.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to go right up against that, and I'm going to make them darker going up into that. Oops. Whoops.
Now, when you're done with that section that you're doing now, on her left side where you aged her, will you do the red hair over there as well?
Sure. Red hair on older people is not usually red. It's got gray and stuff in it, unless people dye their hair.
Right. So show us how you would do that with the gray.
Okay. Can you see this? Can you see
What section are you going to?
down here
Yeah,
at the
are you going
bottom?
to be working?
Can you see it?
Are you, yeah. What side are you going to be working on?
This side right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a base of white in there.
Okay, we need you to push your whole palette up a little bit, please. Can you go a little more? A little more.
Hold on just a second. Hold on. That's not any better, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is that any better?
Yeah, if you can lift your clipboard on top of your bottom clipboard and bring it forward a little bit, that would be great.
Well, what it is it's running into the tripod. There.
Oh, okay.
How's that?
How about this, Melba? Work on the section right next to her eye. That's very clear.
Okay.
Okay, you're starting with your eye first.
Yeah, I went all the way up there. I'm starting with the white. The white pencil.
Or white, I meant.
Uh-huh.
I meant to say white and it came out eye. So are you going to add gray into that one?
I am.
I am so grateful that you aged that one side. That is so perfect.
Yeah, you can't just give it just straight lines or whatever, because that makes it just look, they're just straight lines. They're not, it doesn't represent wrinkles.
Okay, what color are you using now?
Black. And
Okay.
what I did was I put white down first.
And by putting the white down and then the black, that gives you the gray.
Right.
So why would you do that instead of using just a gray pencil?
Because I didn't get a gray pencil out.
Okay. Fair enough.
I tried to be very methodical about this, and I had all my stuff already out.
Well, I've thrown a curve at you because I'm asking you to do, extra stuff. So
No, that's absolutely fine. That's what you do for teaching, so that's no problem whatsoever.
Yeah, guys, and this is actually perfect because if you don't have gray, lay down your white and then do your black on top of it. And if you could push your clipboard up a little bit more, that would be great. Yes, there you go. Perfect. And if you want, you can go to your left a little bit if that makes your clipboard a little more steady.
Oh, it's okay. That's fine.
All right. Oh, Melba, I'm so glad to have you here tonight.
Well, honey, I'm glad thank you for having me.
And if I ask you, you'll come back for a return visit?
Absolutely. And I had to laugh the other day. Somebody said they liked my accent. It reminded them of cornbread. And I have a really good friend that taught school with me. And I asked her, I said, Pam, do I sound like I talk like cornbread? And she says, if you do, then I sound like dry cornbread.
There you go.
It's the Texas thing. Can you see that? Does it?
Yeah, we can see it. And again, guys, don't hesitate to ask questions. I've just been enjoying your explanation, Melba, really.
I just can't, it bothers me that I can't see you, but that's why I had my computer out, because I was going to watch it on there, for questions and stuff. And then, so I just need to get me an iPad.
Well, no, but that's okay because I'm watching on this side for any questions and comments. So we're good. Actually, I think I think it's better because this way you're just concentrating on your artwork.
Yeah. Are they enjoying it?
Yes.
Good.
Stephanie says, hello, Melba.
So anyway, see, that gives that gray illusion in there on the hair. I shouldn't have
Okay.
I should have drawn the face smaller, but I wanted to emphasize the face because that's what I thought we were doing, you know. And so, but next time I'll draw the face smaller with hair, and then we can do the whole thing.
Okay.
And then up in here, this right here would be darker because, in fact, I'll use this.
Okay, you're back to brown.
Actually, I'm using sienna brown.
Okay. Rebecca says, yes, enjoying your lessons very much.
Good. I'm glad. I've missed
Well,
teaching.
yeah, what it is, Melba, I think that everybody is just so much enjoying just watching. And I think the explanations are really good. So far, nobody has any questions.
Well, I'm glad. I love doing this, and I love, you know, interacting with you guys, and I love this group, you know, and because to me it is like family.
Mary Blankenship says, this is wonderful. Everybody's enjoying it.
Well, good. I'm glad.
And the really neat thing, Maddie says, very clear explanations.
Well, I'm very
And the
glad.
neat thing, this goes to video in my, in my group, of course, and it goes to YouTube. Maddie says, we love you too, Melba.
Oh, I love all you guys. You guys make my day. Some days I just sit back and just listen to you guys, and whenever you holler at me, I have to jump and I have to ask ILene again, what did you say? I wasn't paying any attention. But some nights I have to go because I have to feed, you know, feed my family and stuff. They've been at games or something. They didn't eat, and so then I have to go take care of them.
Of course. Okay, you're alternating between brown and gray on the hair.
Yes, ma'am. I'm using 4 different colors. I'm using terracotta, sienna brown, black, and white.
Okay.
Usually when I do hair, I usually do 4 different colors.
Ah, why?
So, to give it different, so it doesn't look flat.
There you go.
So because like if I don't like yellow and blonde hair because I don't like yellowish blonde. So I tend to use more like cream and white and the ochre colors and stuff like that to get what I want. So
yeah, I use golds and browns. Rebecca Jones says you're at the kitchen table with me shelling peas. So
I
Rebecca
wish.
watches while Rebecca watches while she's shelling peas. And Rhonda Green says Melba's talent is just amazing.
Oh, thank you guys. I want you to know when I enter the contest and stuff, I don't expect to win. I just want to inspire you guys to do stuff. So don't think I don't want anybody to think that I'm trying to compete because I know I've been doing this for a long time, but it's just giving you guys some ideas and that kind of stuff. So, you know, I'm there for your inspiration more than anything.
Exactly. Melba, if you'll concentrate on the hair that's by the eyes on both sides, we can see that clearly.
Okay. There's not very much on this one over here.
Yeah, that's okay. Even if it's just a little bit, because like I said, I know you weren't expecting to do the hair, but we can see the top part more clear than the bottom.
Okie dokie. I can do that.
And you know, Melba, what I love about you is you're so flexible. You know, some artists they get their nose bent out of shape, but you're great. You're just said, oh, yep, we can do that.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate that for my group.
Well, hey, you know what? When you're a teacher, you have to be flexible.
Exactly.
And I taught kids for 19 years, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been known to stop a project midstream and do something different. So yeah, that works.
Yeah, all my little 3rd grade readers graduated from high school this year, and they all wanted me to be there, but I had that summer cold thing going on, and I didn't want to be around anybody, and they made me feel nice, you know, asking me to be there with them.
No kidding. And if you'll finish one more spot when you're done on that side, on her other side, just that bottom little bit, and then turn her around so we can see it. And then we'll pop over to the rose.
Okie dokie.
And I'll tell you, Melba, I so appreciate you going through all these steps, because a lot of people, when they're doing something like faces or whatever, they're not doing the whole thing in one segment, and we're doing the whole thing in one segment.
Right.
And so people can concentrate on the eyes. If they want, you can scrub the video and go to what part, wherever you want. But it's so nice to see the whole piece coming together.
Yeah.
And again, that's what I emphasize with everybody. You've got to give your piece the time to come together.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I love doing the eyes. I think I could do eyes all day long.
Well, and I think that we could use a good tutorial on just eyes as well.
Yeah, because eyes are the window to your soul.
Yep. And the one thing on a coloring, if you don't get the eyes right, it tends to degrade the entire piece. The eyes
Exactly.
have got to be right.
Exactly. And when I'm coloring something, if it has a person or an animal in there, I always do the face first. Then I have somebody that's intelligent to talk to.
Well, there you go too. Okay, finish up the other side of her hair if you would.
Okie dokie.
Just do that little piece, and then we'll pop over to the rose.
This is kind of interesting. I don't know if you can see how I'm doing this. My hand's on my desk, and I'm coloring down. Huh? And
Yeah, we can see.
I'm coloring downhill.
Yeah. Wanda says, loving this, Melba.
Well, good, Wanda. I I I like doing hair, but if you'll see, how you do it one string at a time, and that way it looks like it's got more depth to it. It's not just flat.
Exactly. Helen said it's really great, Melba, well worth your time.
Tell Helen I love her dearly.
She heard you say that. We all love Helen. What can I say?
Helen is an amazing lady.
Yep.
All the ladies on this line are. I've thoroughly enjoyed every one of you.
Oh, listen, Melba, we've got great people in this room. We really do.
Absolutely.
And have you noticed? Have you seen Wanda's pictures, for example, her grayscale?
Yes, I love that plot that she did, or that wash, whatever. I thought she did an amazing job on that. It looked beautiful. And then that and that birdhouse that she did, fantastic.
Yep. Wanda has really been accelerating in talent on grayscale.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm glad she's got another perspective on it than just hearing it, from me.
Mm-hmm. Do you want all this down here done too?
No, ma'am, you can stop.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and turn that around. Okay, and if you can get as close as you can. No. I mean, by moving it down so we can see the whole thing. No, we can just see the lips. That's all we can see.
How's that?
And lower it back down on but lower it back down on your table, but just turn it around. Oh yeah. Okay, now turn it around so we can try and see the eyes. But keep it down towards the table. All right, now go push it down towards the lips if you can. Slide the whole thing down. There you go. Oh my gosh, Melba. Everybody see that? So she aged the one side for us like we asked. There you go. And of course, we'll have her take a picture of that and post it in the group. Okay, Melba, let's do the rose.
All right.
Sandra says, wow. Mary says, beautiful.
All right. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. I'm going to give you all the colors that I used. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. So I used white on both of, the whole thing. So you'll have that. So it's PC 938 for the white. Then I used PC 116 for the canary yellow. Then I used PC 917 sunburst yellow. Then I used PC 922 poppy red. Then I used PC 926 carmine red. PC 924 crimson red. Then I used black, which is PC 935. And I used indigo blue, which is PC 901. And I want you to know that's upside down to me. Okay.
Yeah, it's upside down and backwards to us as well.
Is it upside down to y'all?
It is.
How's that?
Well, no, I mean the text. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's right side up, but all the lettering is backwards.
Oh, goodness. Sorry. Okay. And what I did was when I chose my colors, I picked 3 reds, and my carmine red is going to be my medium. This is more of an orangey. Poppy red is more of an orangey or yellow. It's got more yellow in it. And then the carmine red, and my darkest color is crimson red.
Okay.
And then for the leaves, I used the white, which is a 938, and I used chartreuse, which is PC 989. I used lemon peel, which is PC 1003. I used grass green, PC 909. I used dark green, which is 908. I used carmine red on the leaf, and it's 924. And then I used apple green, PC 912. Okay, did y'all get?
Okay, and when you post your rose and your face, please take a shot of this chart as well, because when you take a picture of it and post it, then we'll be able to see everything clearly.
Absolutely. Now, when I'm doing a coloring book thing, I usually don't, and I don't do that many coloring book things. I mean, I know y'all have hundreds of coloring books. I think I maybe have 10 or 12, and I have some that from Dawn that she autographed for me that I treasure, and I have them in a special spot. And but there are some coloring books that I like, but I'm just not crazy about. I just don't go crazy on coloring books, but I do go crazy about on colored pencils.
Yeah.
Okay, now then.
Actually, that's perfect, because that gives us a whole different perspective.
Okay, here's one that I did yesterday because I was just playing and practicing. Can you see that?
Okay.
Okay.
Slide it down just a little bit more.
Okay, can you see it?
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
And I did a eyeshadow background. And on this leaf over here, I used marker, and then I went back over it with the colored pencil. And as you can see, it worked really well.
Yeah, and again, guys, colored pencil over marker is a wonderful medium. It also gives you that ability to blend it and move it around a little bit. So yeah,
I love it.
Works out really well.
Love it. Okay, and then let me see what else I had for you. Okay, and everybody did get a copy of the original one that I did, and I still have it. It's in my notebook. And
okay,
this is
move it down a little bit, please. There you go.
And everybody should have gotten this picture because I sent it whenever I sent the pattern.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll move this over here, and here's another one I was just playing and doing homework, because whenever I do a class, I always do homework. Okay. Now, I always use a clipboard when I'm doing stuff like this, because I find that if I don't, and I do it on my big board, that I'll always wind up having something on my board that'll make a problem for me. Okay, and on your pattern, as you'll see, there's no no curves and stuff in it.
Right.
Okay, and I went in there and I drew some on this one and up here. Now you can either do that if you'd like, or you don't have to. I just was in the mood to color some curves, some turns, and so I did it. And I want you to go ahead and take your carmine red, and I want you to lightly color the red. And whenever I colored that red, I did the trick with holding the pencil like I showed you on the other one, where I did it like this, and you can see right there I had something on my board that did that, but we're not going to worry about it. But if you use this, you get a more even color on there than you do whenever you're holding it like this and trying to do it.
Okay, and if you would just push that forward a little bit, that would be great so that we can all see it. There we go.
Okay, so I want you to take your medium value, which is carmine red, and I want you to go in there and I want you to do that. And whenever I drew the picture, I left these little things that are going off, so you can go ahead and if you want to, you can, and if you don't want to, you certainly do not have to. But
do me a favor and turn your clipboard around so we can see the proper orientation. Yeah, and just move it down a little bit if you can. Okay, so okay. You've added.
I added this turn in the leaf right here, and yeah. I added a fold in the leaf right here.
Okay, so we've got. All right, let me take a peek at this here. Okay, all right.
Okay.
So I'm going ahead and just adding the little doohickeys here.
Okay. Like I said, you do not have to if you don't want to. I was just in that mood, and I probably don't color everything exactly the same more than once. Excuse me, because we used to do welcome signs for a big company in Tulsa, and they were with the market, and we were on the front cover of Potpourri magazine for 2 years straight with these little welcome signs we made, and there were 12 of them. They were different ones for every month, and they had to be exactly the same. And I got so tired of doing things exactly the same because we might turn out 650 pieces a week where I had to paint all that and my husband cut it. And so I got so tired of doing everything the same way so many times. And so now I try not to do the same thing twice.
I don't blame you. Okay, for anybody, if you want to grab the image real quick, it is in the files folder in our group. And if you want to print that out while we're coloring it, that's fine. Now, Melba, what I'm doing, now I don't have my, I use a mix of pencil brands. So what I'm doing is a little bit different, is I'm using my Ohuhu markers here, and I'm creating my base color, and it's actually similar to what you've got.
Absolutely. I just didn't tell everybody, that to use the markers and stuff, so that's why I thought I would just do colored pencils. But yes, I loved doing that one that I showed you with the colored marker, because it really did really good. It lets you get to the color that you want faster than doing all the shading and stuff. But I'm trying to do primary stuff to teach people how to do it from the very beginning, with nothing but colored pencils. So I'm trying to strive that and make things simple so that people that haven't colored a lot, they can kind of start from the beginning and learn kind of basic stuff.
Okay. Now, for everybody watching this, I'm coloring on camera, but I want you guys to watch Melba, please, because you're watching her and not me. And Melba, if you would take your time, please, when you're doing this and giving people a chance to keep up with you, that would be absolutely wonderful.
Absolutely, I will do that. So does everybody get to write down these numbers and stuff?
Again, I'm not so worried about the numbers because they may not have the same thing.
Right.
So what I would recommend that they just go ahead and emulate what you're doing.
Okay.
And you can always add the numbers when you go ahead and post the image.
Absolutely. Okay, and I'm making this a little bit darker so everybody can see them. Okay. Now, what I'm going to...
Melba,
yes.
The question came up, what markers do you use?
I have a small set of Ohuhus. I wish I had the whole set, but I've got to stop somewhere because I can't spend all this money. And then I have this SOU color ones. I'm not really happy with them. I love their case, but whenever I got mine, one of mine was completely empty, and one of them had drained all in my box. So it was a mess. But they work well, especially for the price of them. They work well. But I was just really disappointed in that. But I wish I could afford the Ohuhus, but God will let me do that whenever I make some more money. But anyway,
you didn't return the defective ones?
You can't send it. They're alcohol, and you can't send it back through the mail. I got them from Amazon.
And they wouldn't let you send them back through the mail?
Nope.
Alcohol markers, you can't send through the mail?
They would not. They could send them this way, but I couldn't send them back.
What? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I had not either. So I contacted the company themselves, and they're supposed to be sending me another set, but it's been 2 months and they haven't sent them, so I guess they're not going to send them. But
I'd keep on them about it.
I know.
I really would. Okay. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start shading, because you need to establish where your shading is going to be before you start doing a whole lot of coloring. I do the whole picture, but I don't make one solid before I finish it. I work in steps so that I get where I want. Okay, now these back petals over here, this is dark right in here. You can pretty well, I'm using black, come in here and just, in fact, that's blue. I started marking, I thought, whoop, that's not black.
Okay, and again, guys, I want you to watch Melba, okay? Even though I'm coloring along, please watch Melba.
Okay, so you're going to go in here and you're going to look at your photo, your reference picture, and let that help you. And you'll see the places and stuff that are dark and light. Now this has a little bit of right in there. That right in there is going to remain a little light for right now. Okay, but you can go in here and go right along these lines and just start putting black in and shading them just a little bit. Don't make anything too dark yet, because we'll go back in there and we'll darken stuff up. We're just getting our pattern on, kind of like a pattern on there.
Right, and again, guys, this is where I say, we laugh about it. Tint, tint, tint. You're making a roadmap for yourself in doing this.
Okay, this with black it's a shade, with white it's a tint. I know that makes people, it confuses people, but I'm going to start teaching a class, but it's going to be on color theory and the color wheel and stuff like that, so that people understand all these terms and stuff. Because I've had a lot of people, how can you tell the difference between what is what? How do you know the color wheel? How do you do this? So I'm going to, be teaching a class on that pretty soon. So to help people, I'm getting all my information.
Where are you teaching that?
I'm going to have a YouTube, a channel like yours, but it's where I teach, more of the technical stuff. Like you do coloring, I'm going to teach technical stuff, so it helps people with their coloring.
And be sure to let me know, and I will go ahead and link up and post your YouTube links in my group.
Well, thank you. I would appreciate that.
Of course.
But there, people, because I want to have a color along, because there's a lot of people that do the color wheel and everything, but unless you're sitting there doing it, having hands on, it makes it hard to realize what they're talking about. So that's why I want to do that, like that. Okay. Now just do this black light too. Don't get too heavy-handed with it, And if you go on here and you make a mistake, besides using the eraser, which I love, it's the one like, it's the AFMAT. Like if I didn't want that black to be right there, I take a piece of just a regular Scotch tape and you can pull it right off. Did y'all see that? You just pull it and it attaches to the tape. And that way you can go back in there and you can make it, do whatever you want to do, because you can color it up with the darker red after a while. But it just takes that little bit off. But also putting the shading on there, whenever you start coloring with the color pencil, with the other color pencil, you're going to cover up most of this, but it gives you an idea of where you're going with it.
I love your clock ticking in the background. That sounds so beautiful.
That's my ring hitting on the table.
You don't have a clock?
I have the TV I have on easy listening, but no, it's my ring hitting on the table.
Huh? No, because your ring's not doing it now, and I'm hearing like a tick, tick, tick. Maybe it's on my end.
Well, it's the easy listening thing. It's been having some tick, tick, tick kind of sound, so maybe that's what you're hearing. Okay, on this big petal that's standing up here, it's got the shading of the other petals, but do this lightly, and you're going to come down here, and it comes in, and then it goes back out, and then it comes back down in here, back in there. Just don't make that line dark. You just go in here and shade this. Lay your color in there. When it starts going together, you get a good warm feeling because you go, oh, I see what it's doing now.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are coloring along with us? Do you know?
I don't know. But you know what's funny? I've actually had people tell me that they prefer just to watch instead of be coloring.
Oh, not me. I want to color along.
Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are coloring along, that's wonderful.
I love it. Because if you just are watching, you're not really learning anything. It's kind of like you got to be hands-on so you remember what was colored and what happened and how it was done.
Exactly, and the feeling of it, and yeah. Well, the other benefit too, as you know, Melba, this goes to video afterwards. So people can also do it that way as well.
Absolutely. And if they have any questions, even after we've done this, they can either contact me or they can contact you, through you, or ask questions on whenever, just however I can help them. I'm willing to help anybody any way I can, because I've enjoyed my art for years and years and years, and I've appreciated everybody that's helped me along the way, and so now it's my turn to help. So that's what we're going to do.
Okay. Wanda says she's coloring along with us.
Yay! Okay, on this petal that's kind of going over the front, that's on the right side, that biggest petal, if you'll look on the pattern, if you have the pattern, the shading on it is on the outside of this petal. And it, goes in a little bit. That's why it's good to have the photograph, so you kind of get an idea of what stuff is going where.
And if anybody has any question, this photograph is in our file, so you can easily access that.
Okay, and on that same petal, if you'll look, the shading on it goes around. Can you see what I'm doing here? The shading on here goes along this way, but it goes up. because that petal is turning. So you have to have that and have it turning. And see how I'm doing my pencil and turning that petal? It's hard to do. It's hard to do that any other way besides doing it like this. And then when it gets up here, it goes more, curves with the petal. And also, if you'll see, there's veins in it, and that's kind of how you get the veins in there too. It's very important when you're coloring that you color the direction that your object is going. And when I'm drawing the veins, I just draw them very lightly because I can go back in there and add them later, because you'd be surprised how much it really stays in there. And the veins are not just straight lines. They wiggle and they turn and they go up and they sprout off and all kinds of things. Just think of the veins in your body.
Okay.
I call this the throwaway part whenever people think, oh, I've messed up, because it looks so strange.
Yeah.
But you can picture it, after this. Now, the petals that we have turning, you're not going to have that on the picture, so you might want to watch, how I'm coloring that. Because this leaf is flipped over this way, so underneath that leaf, it's going to be dark. It's not going to be flat, but it's going to be, dark. And the reason I use black with the red is it makes it look like velvet. Like when you're painting or coloring a velvet dress or something, you always want to use red and black, and you highlight with a little bit of yellow. You don't use white in it.
Oh, gonna sneeze.
Bless you. Bless you.
Excuse me. Thank you.
Yeah, I was so excited. Usually I don't go to sleep till 4 o'clock in the morning, or somewhere around there. And this morning I went to sleep and I was up at 6 o'clock. I was ready. So my granddaughter got up. She had to go to ball practice today, and then she had to go to cheer camp. And she said, because she had to get up early. And she said, "Homie, what are you doing up so early?" She said, "Are you excited?" And I said, "I am."
Yeah.
That poor little thing. She's got 50 million things. She's always doing something, and I'm so proud of her. She does all that, and she still got the highest grade in math and in English in her whole class. And she's going to be a sophomore, and the one teacher already hinted that if she kept up the good grades, she'd be valedictorian of her class. So we're kind of excited about that. So.
Did you tell her that's what the teacher hinted?
No, the teacher told her that.
I told her that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sounds like they've already got her on track to do that.
I guess she's been in the National Honor Society since she was in junior high school, so she's smart little Dickens.
Sounds like it. Okay, now I'm going to emphasize again, I'm doing it a little differently than what Melba is. I'm not teaching tonight, she is.
Okay, now you have to remember that all this is just the preliminary part, so don't get upset, because this does look like the throwaway part, but it is not.
Yep. Yep.
Because you have to establish your base before you can just go in there and go for it. And after you get used to doing something like this, you'll find out that you enjoy doing it like this, because it makes you think whenever you're doing it.
Well, you know, Maddie has been doing quite a bit of that too as well, is that she's been tinting, and I'm using the term tinting, Melba, so just
I
forgive me.
understand. I understand.
Yeah. Now, yeah, I've got to quit that though, because I don't want to counteract, you know, what the proper teaching is. But Maddie said that she's been going in and tinting, and so that girl in the forest that she's been coloring and posting the picture, she's working her way through the book, and it's really been fascinating to see, because she'll post the tinted piece, and then she's going back in and posting the finished piece.
She's doing an
And it's,
amazing job. I've been watching that.
yeah.
Guys, I really do stay up on you guys because I think y'all are amazing and you're learning a lot and you're enjoying it. And that's the main thing, is to have something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah, I am just so proud of my peeps and the stuff that they've been posting, and it's fun to see the improvement, and it's just wonderful. So
And
I'll
even though
teach
I'm sorry.
I'll teach the components of what I'm doing, and then they'll run with the full picture.
Yeah.
So it's just been wonderful. And you know, that's another thing that people ask me about, is if I ever get jealous about somebody posting something that looks better than mine. Heck no.
No, you should be happy for people, you know.
I'm thrilled.
And even though I drew this picture of this rose, it's even different from the one that I painted, you know, the one that picture that you have. Yes, I see things,
Yeah.
okay, I want to change that this time. So I'm always going in there and changing stuff that, you know, that I did.
And Maddie's saying, that's so nice. Thank you, Maddie. It has nothing to do with being nice. It's your coloring has just been phenomenal, and everybody's going nuts over it.
I am proud of you, Maddie. Okay, guys, after you get through laying that black down to give you a little bit of shape there to your petals, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to add yellow as a highlight before I put anything down. If you'll look at the picture, you'll see, like on that middle petal that's sticking up there, even though it should be in the shadow, that part is big and sticking out, so it's actually got the sun hitting it right there. And it gives
Uh-huh.
you, on the picture, it gives you an idea of, you know, where it needs to be, the yellow. And as you're coloring along, that yellow will stand out for you.
Helen would be absolutely thrilled, because she's always talking about adding that yellow um, shading and highlighting.
Oh yeah.
That's something I need to incorporate more as well. What are you using for your yellow? Is it a yellow yellow or a gold
It is,
yellow, or
it's
what?
canary yellow.
Canary yellow. Okay.
Is Helen gone to bed?
I'm sorry.
Has Helen gone to bed, or is she still with us?
I don't know. Helen, you with us yet?
Because it should be like 3:30 in the morning over there where she is. I think she's like
What
6 hours.
what time is it in the UK?
It's 3:34 a.m. in London, England.
Yeah,
That's
did you
what
hear that?
yeah, that's what I thought.
Wanda, will you talk a little bit about how you use your yellow? Wanda's been incorporating that as well.
Absolutely. It's great. Wanda, I'm so glad you're here tonight, baby girl.
Yeah, we're glad to have her. Hopefully she didn't accidentally get booted off. Wanda, are you with us yet?
Okay, if you can see, looking here at mine, you're gonna shadow, you're gonna highlight right here along the edge of this left picture, the left paddle, I can't even talk. Okay, and then on the bottom of this big one that comes out, it's gonna have the yellow down here. Then it has yellow up here because it's more highlighted up here in the top of it. It's probably got the lightest of any of the stuff. And then this one here has very little, but it's gonna have some right here in this area right in here. And then this one on the far right, it's going to have some, even though that petal's turning, it's going to have some right up in here.
Okay. And Wanda is still with us. She said she's working on keeping up with you.
Okay, I'll slow down.
So she heard your comments about your work or her work and everything that she's been doing. So she heard you.
I'm proud of you guys. See, right now that looks like, oh, that's terrible. I wouldn't do that. But just wait, it'll come out good.
Do me a favor,
I will.
Melba, and turn your rose in the other direction so that we see it upright.
Can you see it?
Yeah, can you lift the tip of your clipboard up over that clip and come down just a little more? There you go. Yeah, everybody see that now? And you're right. I mean, it looks messy, but that's exactly what it'll get there. It really will. Okay,
Oh, yeah,
thank you, Mel.
You bet. Because you'll have to come back and we're going to go over all that stuff with the darker red. And so you're going to have to come back and you're going to have to add your black, add some more black in there. So, but this is a step-by-step thing that we have to do.
So do you guys believe me now that when I talk about, and again, I use the word tinting, I will get that out of my vocabulary. How are you, Melba, how are you saying that you're laying down your colors by doing what?
You tint by adding white and you shade by adding black.
Yeah. But
sometime when I'm on, I'll do things like I did these right here to show you, and maybe it'll be easier, if you see how it's actually done, it may be easier for you to understand.
Well, what I want to do is change my vocabulary, because when I say tint, I'm meaning come in very light with your colors first.
Right.
So what word should I use instead of tint?
Lightly. Just say go in here lightly and do that, because it's not actually a tint unless you add white.
Gotcha.
Okay. Just keep this in mind, that this right here will end up looking like that. Can you see him? Can you see him?
Yeah, come down a little bit, please, towards your clip. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
See, this right here will wind up, that right here will look like that.
All right. And when you post, will you please, if you can, post it before and after?
I will. Let me I can't take a picture of it right now.
Yeah, do that if you would. And I don't care how rough the picture is either.
It's just, that you think, oh my gosh, that looks terrible. How can she teach us how to do anything? I want you to learn the basics so you know how to fix something when you're doing it. Because if I didn't teach you how to do the basics and expect you to make it look like what you want it to look like, then you have no idea what you have to do to get to that point. Did I just make any sense?
Yes. Now, again, I'm attacking this a slightly different way. Do not follow me. You're following Melba tonight.
It's hard to look and see what you're doing. I've got to get something right because I thought my computer, you know, I could put the show on it and watch it while I was doing this, but that didn't work.
Well, yeah, and again, the biggest thing we need to solve is it being upside down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because that's kind of what's throwing me, but that's all right. Okay. You know, Melba, another way to explain this about layering your colors, you know how you're laying your base colors right now and you're going to color over that?
Yes.
Another way to explain this for everybody is to think about this like grayscale.
True.
And what Melba is doing is she is laying in the light, the medium, and the dark of what would be grayscale, because when she goes back in now, she's going to go back in with her major colors. Wanda wants to know if you're using Carmine again.
If I can what? And
Are
that's,
you using Carmine?
yes, I was, but I just changed to crimson because it wasn't. I just made that just a little bit darker with carmine, and now I'm going back in with crimson.
Yeah, do me a favor and call out your colors for Wanda.
I was going to, but you were talking.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I just don't want to talk over you. But I'm using the crimson now. And I'm still not doing my heaviest hand. I'm still just, lightly put light pressure, just putting it in. Because it shows me where I need to adjust colors.
Yeah. So the way that you can think of this is the way when Melba is putting down her colors, think about it like grayscale, that she's creating the light, medium, and dark, and then we'll go back over that and enhance it. And I can see exactly what you mean about these pencils, these Starjoy pencils. Is they're giving me a little bit of problem with layering.
Yeah, I mean, they're good, if you're not going to layer a whole bunch, but I was trying the other day to do it, and they just really got slick, even not, I'm just a Prismacolor girl, what can I say? Except whenever I do portraits and stuff, I use all the colors that are light fast, like the Derwent stuff and the Faber Castell. And I am basically a Prismacolor girl. And also, if you're just starting in this and you want to get Prismacolors and not want to spend a bunch of money, I don't know if you have a Sam's close to you, but they have a 36 set for $19.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm wondering with Prime Day if the Prismacolors are going to go on sale.
I don't know. I heard something that their Prime Days aren't as good as they let on, that they have just certain things that they focus on. So I don't know.
Yeah. And I think that's very true because I've been kind of watching stuff. I don't get caught up in stuff like that. But I've been kind of looking now, and it just seems that it's very, very specific.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever you change colors, would you please let Wanda know? Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just use, if you'll look right here, I use the crimson right over here. And I'm not through with it because I'm going to go in there and add some more blacks and stuff. And like right in here, I'm making this darker because I know that that's what I want. that it's the shape that I want, that make it, because you can go in here and you can change the shape of your petals and stuff, you know, when you're doing this. And you also, whenever I do something like this or draw it, I study the flowers first, or whatever I'm drawing. I try to study and see the different shapes and stuff and get that in my mind before I just, you know, start going willy-nilly and going crazy. Okay, and right here on this petal, that one that's all the way over to the left side, right here on the edge of that, put some yellow down in that, right up in there. Because you're going to have the red come up there and it's going to be darker, but that's tilted over so the sun would be getting onto it. So you want to be sure anywhere that there's going to be sun getting onto stuff that you have a highlight. And anywhere you have a highlight, you're going to have a shade right next to it. Like right here, you know, you're going to have, this is going to have some light to it, but just a little bit because it's kind of in the shade. So just right here on top of it, right in here, go ahead and add just a little bit of yellow just to make it a little lighter. And that's on that second petal, the one behind the biggest petal there in the middle. I think my music is putting my dogs to sleep. And anywhere in here that I want to darken more than what the black is doing, I'm going to get out my indigo blue, and I'm going to do like I did on the other one, and I'm going to make it even darker.
Mm-hmm. We will. And explain what indigo blue is, please.
Indigo blue is one of the darkest colors that you have in your Prismacolor set, and it enhances the black. Like if you are going with black and you just really can't get it as black as you want, just go in there and add the indigo blue just on top of it, and it really makes a big difference without having to, you know, use all the. Hold on just a minute. No, girls. No, girls. No, not necessary. Nellie, 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 not necessary. Everybody laughs at me because I talk to my dogs like that, and it works.
I noticed.
My daughter-in-law must be coming home from work.
Rhonda, the question came up, can you use violet also instead of dark blue?
You can sure try that and see if it works. See how it works. Try all kinds of things. Don't limit yourself. You've got all those Prismacolors and all those other colored pencils. Try the different colors with it and see what you get. You might be surprised. But violet would be really good in here because, you know, of the red and stuff. I wouldn't use it on the yellow because you'll get a brown.
Okay.
That's another thing good about learning the color wheel, because any colors that are across from on the color wheel, which is complementary colors, if you mix those two colors, like if you mix black, blue and orange, which are complementary colors, if you mix them together, you're gonna get a yucky brown.
Yep. Melba, I am so glad that you are going to be doing videos on these techniques.
Yeah, I'm getting excited about it, because I'm excited now. Mine won't be, like yours, coloring every day. I just want people to learn, how to achieve their goals by using their colors properly.
Well, and what I was going to say is, if you want to coordinate with me about projects that we're doing or I'm doing, and then turn that into a coloring lesson, that may be something we can talk about as well.
Absolutely. I'm eager to work with you, however, because my goal is to help these people learn how to enjoy coloring and, being proud of what they do.
Well, then let's make it a standing thing that you're welcome to post anytime in the group with color related instruction like that.
I would be glad. Thank you very much.
Well, here's the thing. I don't have a formal art background, and I've never ever said that I do. And so anything that can enhance and help my peeps, that's perfect.
Well, I agree there. Because a lot of people are just doing this for hobby and giving them something, but I want them to understand, and I want them to enjoy what they're doing, and be proud of it. And like Wanda's last two pictures she's done are definitely frame worthy. She's just done an amazing job.
Yeah, and that one with the timepiece, that was not grayscale. That was all her doing.
I know. I think she did an amazing job. I loved it. This music I have on right now, you'd be singing to it.
And again, guys, please concentrate on Melba's piece and not mine.
Okay. If you'll look right here, I had the black and the blue in there, and now I'm using the crimson red, which is our darkest red, and I'm going back in there and I'm coloring over that. And if you can see now the shading and everything, how it makes that petal, look like it's been shaded and highlighted.
Beautiful.
And also, you can see as you do this, then you'll go in there and you'll see things, that you need to change. So just go in there, and if you want a little bit more black or blue right in here, just go in there and put some in there. It's your piece. You're the artist. You take care. You just do it. And like I said, if you don't like it, just use your eraser. Or seriously, when I do coloring like this, that's a big area, instead of using the eraser, I just use Scotch tape.
And Melba, when you get a chance, if you'll flip your rose, please, so people can see it.
Can you see?
Yeah, gorgeous. Everybody see that now, how these colors are coming together. Okay, good. Thank you. Keep going.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I just think, to do the light part first, the light coloring and stuff, just gives you more of an idea, a feel for the piece, and you can feel more comfortable coloring it.
Well, one of the things I like about your style, Melba, and you need to, if you can push your drawing up a little bit, please, because we're just seeing the top of your clipboard. There you go. Is that um, you don't lockstep people into certain ways.
No,
So in
everybody.
other words, you're more concerned about the color theory and so forth, rather than saying you have to do it exactly the way that I'm doing.
Oh no, 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 no. That if you don't knew me very well, you would know that I don't make people do that.
Exactly. Well, and
Because
I know that I'm just verbalizing it.
yeah, there's so many ways to do things, and you need to do it with the way you're comfortable, but I can guide you a little bit, and try to help you make, so you understand. If you want to use like I show you, then please go for it. And no two ever will turn out the same. I don't care how hard you try it, they will not turn out the same.
And that's an extremely important point for those of you that are following along here. Step by step with Melba. Do not expect it to be exactly the same. Don't set yourself up for disappointment.
No, because even me, and I don't want to, but I mean, if I had to, I could make them look, really, really close, but I don't want to because there's no two flowers in God's green earth that are exactly the same. They're individuals just like we're individuals, and so they need to be treated as such.
Mm-hmm.
Now, right here behind this curve right here where this flower's curving, we didn't have that on there, but see, now that makes that a continuation. It shows where the petal is turned over. Can you all see that right there? By adding just
Yes.
a little bit of the black right underneath there, right there, and carrying it down. Don't get too carried away with it, just a little bit. Because you can determine, just like changing and putting turns in the petals, you just because somebody draws a piece a certain way, you might have an idea, say, oh, I want a petal there, or a turn there, or whatever. Change it to suit you. It's your piece. You do it the way you want to do it, but I mean, you can change the stuff around a little bit and, make it more to your liking. And that's how you should do it.
Exactly. And when you're using Melba's techniques that she's showing you, you can change your piece up and make it look beautiful.
These are just guidelines. This isn't any golden rule that you can't break or anything like that. This is just, to try to help you and give you some insight and, you know, help you, get through um, some of the steps and stuff. So, if you don't like something that I'm doing, do it your way. This is your piece. It's not mine, and I don't expect you to, to follow everything I tell you, say to you. I'm just, giving you some little guidance a little bit, and hopefully you'll learn something, from what I'm telling you.
Well, and guys, the way to look at this too is to look at it this way. Melba is teaching you how to drive the car. Where you go on your trip is up to you. Is that a
Absolutely.
decent analogy, Melba?
That's a very good analogy. Thank you.
So you've got to know the basics of how to drive the car. You got to know, to keep oil in it and keep the tires inflated and, drive. You need to drive on the road, of course, but where you go on your trip, that's up to you.
I live right off of Highway 75, which is the main highway from the south to the north of the United States. And
Uh-huh.
boy, there's some of these people around here I would love to teach how to drive.
Oh, you're gone blurry. We don't know why. That happens every once in a while.
What's blurry?
Sometimes the picture fuzzes out. That's okay. We can still see the general. It goes in and out sometimes.
It's been kind of contrary here lately, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, and I get tired, my hand gets tired and my carpal tunnel starts popping in, and that's why I lay my pencil down and do like this. And it gives a completely different effect to the way it looks whenever you do this.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Melba, you know what we can do is we can go ahead and take a break tonight and finish this up tomorrow night.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Will that help with your hand and so forth?
Oh, it's fine. I'm used to going with it. Sometimes my fingers absolutely lock up, so I'm used to it.
Okay.
But yeah, I've lost track of time here. I was having a good time. Time flies when you're having a good time, doesn't it?
Oh, having a wonderful time.
Okay, if that's fine with everybody else, then let's do it. Sure, absolutely.
Okay, let's do this. Let's see if we can figure out how to get your image upright on this. And because this second half now that you've got, because you're working on the one side of your flower,
Hmm.
but we can go ahead and you can work on the second half. And if we can figure out again how to get that image for you upright, that would be really great.
All right, that'll work. Just yeah, whatever you would like to do, that's fine with me.
Okay, well, I want to make sure it works for you as well.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
I think we're at a good stopping point. Wanda can catch up. Everybody else can rewind and take a look at the broadcast. And guys, don't forget that this rose is in our files. So if you want to catch up or continue where Melba continues tomorrow night and then finish the first half later, that would be really great as well. Wanda, does that work for you? I got to give Wanda a second to reply because she's coloring with you.
All right.
And Maddie says, yay.
Yay. Well, I would be happy to. I
Okay,
lost.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I did too.
Well, I hope y'all learned something tonight.
I certainly did. And I hope that you guys had fun as well. And what I'm going to do, Melba,
Uh-huh.
is when I end this broadcast, what time is it your time right now?
10:05. I'm on the same time schedule as you are.
Okay. Okay. And Wanda says she may not be here tomorrow until 7:30 or 8.
Hey,
Okay,
that'll be
Wanda.
great.
Well, yeah,
Then
we
we
can still go ahead,
then
Melba.
we can start at that time. I mean, because we should have, plenty of time after that to get this done.
Okay, let's do this, Melba. Let's
Uh-huh.
have you come in at 8 o'clock. Does that work for you?
That is great. I'll be in earlier, but yes, that would be great.
Okay, Wanda, does that work for you? Let me know, Wanda. I'm trying to accommodate you happily. So let me know, Wanda, if that's going to work for you. Okay, and Melba, what I'm going to do is I'll end this broadcast, but then okay, Wanda says yes. So Wanda, we're good with you. Okay, Melba, what I'm going to do is when I end, I'm going to invite you into a private room, and then you and I can work out the logistics of the broadcast. Okay?
That'll be great.
Okay. All right, guys. I love you guys to death. I really hope that this has been enjoyable for you.
Ditto.
Melba, I can't thank you enough for being so flexible when I asked you to do extra things on that face, but I really think it was beneficial for my peeps. And the really neat thing, they'll be able to go back through the video and watch it. And we will get the broadcast stuff worked around so that we can get everything upright. Okay?
Absolutely.
All right.
We'll see you later, guys. Love you guys, and y'all be careful.
Okay, Melba, Rhonda says, thank you, Melba and ILene, so very much. I've loved this so much. You both are amazing, and good night, all.
Good night.
Okay, guys. This is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Melba will be on again tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we will continue with some more art stuff. All right, so let me get Melba off camera. And Melba, I'll be right back with you.
All righty.
All right, take care.
You too.
All right, guys, joyous, joyous coloring. So tune in tomorrow night, and we will continue with this at 8 p.m. with Melba, but I will be on at my normal time at 7 p.m. So I'm not starting at 8 p.m. tomorrow. I'm still starting at 7. Take care. Thank you for showing Melba such a great time. You guys are the best. All righty. Take care. Bye.